Ladies and gentlemen, is that the time of the year again, that time of the week where we bring to you all the soccer activities that are going on in the world. And I personally, I am very excited. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. I'm excited because the English Premier League is resuming next week, and also other leagues in Europe, the top leagues, the La Liga, the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the League One, all that are going to be resuming, and I can't wait to see the actions, the controversial decisions. You see the new signings, and the expectations of the fans, and that glamour is something that I've missed so far. And today we're going to be talking about the English Community Shield. That is a Super Cup that takes place before the Premier League resumes next week, and this weekend is going to take place between Manchester City and Liverpool, who finished second behind Manchester City. And then to join me in the studio today talking about the expectations of the new season, you will have to wait after the short break. Welcome back. Like I said, somebody very special, somebody you are familiar with, somebody who has been on this show a couple of times and who is also a soccer analyst and a soccer fan, is going to join me in the studio in the person of Maxwell Abiodun. Maxwell, how are you doing, sir?
I'm okay, good as you are.
So good to have you again. It's been a while since I saw you after the English Premier League. Then but you're looking good though.
I'm looking at all the day, work, and
Work, all right. He has been working out. You can see, I can see him looking very good, and I can see that the holiday season actually favored him the way he is looking. So now we're going to talk about the English Premier League 2019-2020 season, where we've seen Frank Lampard, your club Chelsea, take over as the boss. And unfortunately for you guys, you're not going to be able to sign players for the next two transfer windows. So take me into that. What are the expectations of you Chelsea fans?
this season we are hoping up a lot of changes in our team this season. There's a lot of changes anyway, from Lampard, a lot of young teams that came on board. Let's just see how it goes this season, because I know it's not going to be easy with the likes of Man City, Man United, that both play Arsenal. But at the end of the day, I know we will be on top of that top four.
Oh wow, you'll be on top of that top four. No, this is a Chelsea topic. It's something that we're going to talk very much about, and I want you to, because you're a Chelsea fan, and I know you know very much about this club. So I would like you to also, because you see, a lot. I was talking to friends, and they complained a lot of times about Chelsea loaning 33 players out. And these are players that, if you allow them to play, believe you me, some of them have potential, the qualities to be in that first team. And do you think this is the time for the new coach to be able to bring them together and then promote some of them to make the first team?
Yeah. This is the time for him to, in a kind of, most of those players to show themselves. Not just going on loan. Now you are in the team now. Now prove yourself, prove what you have, show them what you have, so that next season you won't be on loan again. I think I even like it this way, because it's bringing up on board a new coach, a young coach that understands the team, understands Chelsea Football Club. I think there will be a lot of change, a lot of expectation this season from Lampard and the young team.
Okay, even despite the fact that you guys are not going to be able to sign players for the next two transfers.
The player we have on board, I think it's going to affect us a bit, but I don't think it's going to be a big difference like that, because most of those players, most of them, they are on loan in the Premier League. I think that one will, in the kind of, bring their expectation very high.
Okay, now we've seen the likes of Tammy Abrahams, we've seen Messi Mount. Those are players who are on loan in the Tomori is there. Those are players who are on loan in the Championship. And Abraham, for one, he scored a lot of goals. Mount, Messi Mount was also with Lampard in Derby. Tomori also was with Lampard in Derby County also. And I'm sure the coach understands them. And so far, we've seen in the pre-season that he has given them the chance to be able to express themselves. So do you think the likes of Mount Mason and Tammy Abraham will stay in Chelsea next season?
Yeah, if they prove themselves, they will stay. And the way they are going now, the way they play in the preseason, if they continue this form, they will do well. They will stay in Chelsea.
All right, those are the words coming from an ardent Chelsea supporter, Maxwell, who is telling us that these kids, if they can be able to prove themselves, why not? Who is stopping them? If you can see the likes of Germany, Bayern Munich in Germany, who will promote players who are 16, 17 years to play for their first team. So why can't Chelsea do the same thing when they have such quality at their disposal? Anyway, now we're going to go talk about another team in Premier League also. Last season, we see Manchester United struggled. They were unable to qualify for the Champions League. They're playing in the Europa this season. And with a new coach also, they also have the same thing like you. They are also, the coach is their legend. Solskjaer is also a legend in Manchester United. And now he is trying to buy few players to be able to change the face of the team. So tell me about Manchester United. What do you think is going to happen to Manchester United in this coming season?
I think this is with the kind of player they're bringing on board. There will be a little difference, but I see them still having the same trouble they having last season. But if they leave a player like Pogba, because for me, if I'm a coach, I will set Pogba out of the team because I believe Pogba is a big problem in that team right now for me.
But then he's a guy with so much quality.
Yeah, so much quality. That does not mean you don't have a problem or you don't have an issue with the coach and with the board. But it's not doing well for me.
So do you see Manchester United making a lot of signings and then also making impact next year?
Yeah, they are doing it. They are doing it already. Let's just see what will happen to them at the end of the season because season will start next week now. Everybody will be on the and they are playing Chelsea, which is a very tough match, and everybody want to watch that match at the end of the day. And it's a challenge to both of them. Legend. So let's see what they'll bring out.
But then I think Solskjaer had more experience when it comes to playing Chelsea because last season he played Chelsea. Yeah. But Frank Lampard, this is his first taste as a coach in the English Premier League.
But don't forget, Lampard beat Manchester United last season, the Carling Cup.
Yeah, I know that was with a different team, which is Derby, and now he's coming into Chelsea. Coming on board, I think we'll do something. Anyway, it's a match. We're not going to predict it yet until we talk about that match. But now, you said, what should we be expecting from Manchester United come next season?
I think there will be a team to reckon with, a team to watch, and a team that everybody wants to see, okay, if they will fail or not, let's see.
All right, those are the profound words coming from Maxwell. And then we're going to also just cross not too far from your team, your neighbors in London, Arsenal, who for the first time in the club history, they were able to agree to sign a player for £72 million. Wow. I can sit here and confidently say to you that football has evolved. For a team like Arsenal to sign a player for £72 million.
But that £72 million, they didn't just pay it once. It's going to be...
No, but then it's that, no, they're not going to... okay, I understand where you're coming from. They're going to be able to split that, into how the 5 years installment and all that. But the thing you also need to understand is that the fee is 72 million, which is a record.
Yeah, because look at now, I know it's a record for Arsenal anyway. If you can buy, Liverpool can buy a defender of 75 million pounds, or a goalkeeper. So telling me why Arsenal cannot buy a striker or a defensive or a winger, let me put it that way. So it's not a big deal for me.
All right, it's not a okay. No, it's not. I know it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal to a club that is not known for spending such huge amount of money on players.
Instantly paid the 75 million. Wow, Arsenal surprised me this.
But it's still the same. I mean, it's still going to go into the record as the 72 million pounds. So tell me about Arsenal briefly. Last season, they also missed out on the Champions League. And like I do make jest of my friends. I tell them that for the next 10 years, Arsenal will not be in the Champions League. But that is a joke coming from me, though. So tell me about Arsenal. What do you think this club is going to do next season?
Arsenal will still have the same problem they are facing last season and the rest of the season because I don't really see a lot of changes in their team with the young team coming on board because Arsenal be a club of growing up kids, promoting young players. This is let's see what will happen to them, but and their defense too, and their captain said he's leaving anytime soon. So let's watch, So let's hope and see what they will do this season. But I don't see them coming to top 4 this season anyway.
Right. Okay. That is a big blow to them, though. They are captain. They are one of the most experienced players in Arsenal so far. Wants to leave. And to me, I think as a coach and as a team, one thing that you should be able to do is to be able to keep everyone together, especially the experienced players. We look at Chelsea. They lack that today. We look at Manchester United for one. The reason why the coach they keeps the likes of Smalling in the squad and wants to get hold of the likes of Pogba, I think it's because of the experience also that they had in the Premier League. So it's important to have such players in the team. And Arsenal is allowing their captain, who for some reason decided he doesn't want to be in Arsenal anymore. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to talk about another team also from London, and that is Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur are the Champions League finalists last season. They exceeded everyone's expectations when they got to the Champions League final against Liverpool. And now the coach came out, Tottenham coach came out to say that, I know he was being sarcastic when he came out to say that he is not in charge of transfer. He's not a manager. He's just the coach. Obviously that guy has been frustrated for a while now when it comes to signing. And so what do you think is going to happen to Tottenham come next season?
They have a very good team, a team that people still look up to with the Champions League finalists and the way they're playing precisely this season, I don't think they don't look like a team that have problem. I think they're playing together. Togetherness is with them. I think they will do well. I'm not.
Yeah, but you need to look at some teams. Sometimes you need to identify one or two areas, weaknesses in the team that you'll be able to strengthen. And then if the coach is not doing that and then just allow the team to continue with the same players, obviously you're going to see those lapses in the team. So if you talk about Tottenham, I agree they still have quality in the team, but you see the likes of Trippier leaving, and there is a speculation at some point that Eriksen is also going to Real Madrid. So I understand the coach's frustration that they need to sign players. You need to strengthen the team.
Yeah, that's the problem with the board. I think that was why the coach can come out that he's not the manager, he's just the coach. It's not his fault. And I don't blame him, because any other coaches will come to here and will like, I don't want to stay. I don't want to do. The same thing happened to Mourinho last season when he was Man United. The same thing problem he was facing with the board. Give me money to buy players, let me buy defensive player. And at the end of the day, it all come to Mourinho. Mourinho was not doing a good job and all those stuff.
All right, so thank you. We'll come back and then we'll talk more about the English Premier League. And then to our beautiful viewers out there, thank you so much for staying with us. We'll be going on a short break. And after the break, we'll be bringing the second half of the show to you. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Like I said before, we went on a break, that we're going to be talking about the second half of this show. We'll talk about Liverpool and Manchester City playing in the Community Shield, which is coming up this Sunday. And I'm telling between Liverpool and Manchester City, the two of them that are going to play Community Shield. Last season, they came first and second. And that is why they are playing it, though. I just need to explain that for everyone to understand. Because Liverpool won Champions League, but they did not win any domestic trophy. But because they came second, and Manchester City won all the trophies in the Premier League, so they are going to play Community Shield. And these two teams, tell me about these two teams. Let's start with Manchester City.
I think Manchester City is the team that everybody wants to watch this season, and with the kind of player they have, and they still have that mentality of winning trophy this season. I think I'm not seeing anything playing what's it called stopping them this season.
Okay, but then there's another thing also. I also looked at the Manchester City side, that their captain, the Mr. Reliable, who was there, who did some incredible things for them, left the club to coach Anderlecht in his hometown. And now, do you think that is going to affect them as a team, having their leader who has been with them for so many years leave?
Yeah, it will affect them, but not just. It's not going to be in a big way. Yeah, it will affect them because he's a captain, he's a leader of the team. He was the one moving the team forward and everything, like a coach to them. I think it's going to be a little bit different anyway, because it will affect them anyway. It will. Yeah.
But you know, there are not too many changes in the team. You still have the same coach, the same winning mentality, and let me reiterate this point because I've been saying this a lot of times that teams that win trophies have winning mentality, and that helps them a lot. Last season, I said to somebody that Manchester City were going to win the Premier League. Somebody was saying to me, no, Liverpool is going to win. I know Liverpool, they have a fantastic team. But then when you look at the Manchester City side, I have a coach who has a winning mentality, who has won a lot of trophies. And then you have a team also with players who have that winning mentality. It's important, and that becomes very vital when it comes to competing for top trophies, rather, in any league in the world. And still now, they still have the likes of Raheem Sterling. They have Aguero is there, Jesus, who just recently just won the Copa America. You know, so you still have David Silva is still there. I know, so I agree with you. I don't think it's going to affect them too much with the quality that they have. So now, Liverpool, what do you think Liverpool needs to do for them to be able to win Premier League come next season?
Liverpool, last season I was surprised. I was just devastated that they didn't win the league because I was topping them to win the league. But at the end of the day, it didn't go their way. I'm still expecting them to win the league next season because they have a very good team. And they'll be playing together with a good coach who has the experience and everything. I don't know what is stopping Liverpool from winning the Champions League. I mean the Premiership next season. I don't know if it's a psychological issue or what they have, what is wrong with the team. But
Okay, I don't know how many times I've said that, but to me, I think also the experience came into play at some stage. You know, like you look at Liverpool; they've not won it for 20-something years now. You know, and then they came close to winning it. Last season, in December, they were ahead of Manchester City with a lot of points. As a good team that have a winning experience and winning mentality, what you do is a game that is going to turn into a draw, you turn it into a win. Those games that you're going to drop points, you manage. That is how you squeeze that draw out. Then you get, even if it is one goal.
that is an experience from Mourinho and Ferguson. They won't throw that kind of league.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you look at Guardiola also, the Man City. They struggled during the, over the course of fighting for the Premier League. There were games that were very, very tough for them. But one goal is enough.
It's enough for them to sit down.
They score because the one thing you have to make sure is make sure you defend very well. Don't concede if you cannot score. Then you go out there, then you create that chance for you to score.
Remember when Ferguson won the last Premier League?
I think that was 2013 there.
Winning 1-0, defense, draw, playing draw, winning 1-0, playing draw, winning 1-0. At the end of the day, he won the league. So Liverpool, I don't know if the coach doesn't have that experience or the team or the club entirely. They are not really.
I think, to me, I think they were just too complacent. They became very comfortable with the way they were, and then with also the hype around the media, the media hype and all that. That okay, Liverpool is going to win the league. They had the qualities and all that.
That season was just too much. When they were trying to win the Champions League, the Premier League, they were just like, okay, if we can go for one of them.
No, but the pressure is always on everyone. We have seen where Barcelona will win the La Liga, will win the Champions, they will win the Copa del Rey, will win the Copa Hispana, and all that. And it's really...
Liverpool is not a team like that. If you watch Liverpool like Madrid, there was a time Man United win all the old trophy in Premier League. Same thing with Chelsea one time when they were like dragging one to win it. But Liverpool, see them coming to Carling Cup final at the end of the day, they will lose the match. FA Cup and all those things. They will not having that.
What do you think the coach needs to do?
I think the coach, maybe I don't really know what to say because I think he really need to sit down and think and strategize how to win the league or Premier League. Premier League is not easy.
You know what I was thinking when it comes to Liverpool, because Liverpool, no doubt they have fantastic players and it's a good team. And I was thinking that the coach needs to strengthen the team. Because as a coach, as a team that is going to win trophies, your bench should be your priority. Because if you don't have a bench, now if you have Mane, and then Mane is injured, and then you don't have a replacement for him, you're going to suffer in the season. If you have Van Dijk, who everybody is relying upon that this guy is going, when he's in the defense, nothing is going to go wrong, and then something happens to him, and then there's no backup. If you look at Mourinho, when Mourinho won leagues in Chelsea, his first season in Chelsea, when he won 2004, 2005, 2006. When he won there, he has the likes of SM Makalede were there, Mike Obi. Those guys were on the bench. The likes of Dove, Edgar Johnson, Jeremy, and Didier Drogba and all that. And then in the defense also, he had defenders who were. You understand what I'm saying? Then he had a whole lot of. For another first team was on the bench. So if there's any mistake, another person that comes in, or if you're finding it difficult. I remember the season that he went to back, the first league, the second league. When he started that league, a match against Wigan, I will never forget that match. It was Hernan Crespo who came from the bench and scored a winning goal. Only goal that he scored. So if you have players who are also going to come on from the bench and change, is important. So I think as a Liverpool coach, what he needs to do is strengthen the team, identify the areas that are weak, strengthen.
I think that's the issue they're having. That's the issue they have last season. I think the only good player they brought out from the bench last season was Origin. Yeah. And this season now they don't even have that bench again. I need to affect them again. Like look at Man City team. They can still bring that first 11 from the bench. Where Liverpool can do that. They don't have that kind of big player.
That's what I'm saying. Now we see in Liverpool now Moreno has left. Sturridge is gone. And then we still don't have. Then you have defenders that are prone to injury. You have the likes of Matip. You don't have this player Lovren. These are players that they play 2 weeks. The next one they're on the bench, and then the coach is not doing anything. He's relying solely on the young stars to do the job.
And the World Cup they're even playing now World Cup preseason, and they're not be doing well in the preseason. So I think they have a lot of way to go. But they're still a good team. They still have a good team.
No, they have a good team. But what my concern is that you just need to have a substitute bench. Have a bench that you're going to, when you going to make changes, those changes are going to affect the game in a positive way. Because if you're going to just rely on Mane and Mane get tired, if you rely on Van Dijk get tired. Alisson as a goalkeeper is a human being and is playing soccer, he can be injured. Of course. These things are things you cannot avoid in soccer. And you need to just understand and have that at the back of your mind that I need to strengthen the team. So I think that is what a coach of Liverpool needs to do. So now we talk about the community. Let's talk about the community shield between Liverpool and Manchester City. Who is going to? Since we're able to analyze the teams, their weaknesses and their strengths, and then who do you think is going to win the community shield come Sunday?
I'm taking Liverpool to win the community shield because I'm taking Liverpool to win it. Because I watched Man City against Middlesbrough a few days ago. The highlights were like, these people, they still have a lot to do with their team anyway. Just that the challenge they have this season is that no big team, like people like Chelsea, Man U, I don't think they can come up with the way they're playing. Man City, they are on top of them. But for this season, I think Liverpool can win the community for me.
Okay, but then, another thing also, we don't need to use the preseason to judge the teams, because the preseason sometimes is an avenue for coaches to experiment with youngsters, some of them who are not getting playing time, and then for the coach also to be able to pick 1 or 2 players who they feel are going to be in their team for the coming season. So I don't usually judge when people win or don't win in preseason. I remember before we have the likes of Arsenal, who will win all the preseason matches, will win Emirates Cup. And then, the fans will get excited that the league is going to be theirs, and then at the end of the day, they will falter when they get there. So, I don't really judge clubs based on...
No, I'm not. If I'm judging based on the preseason, Man City won most matches in preseason than Liverpool.
Oh, okay. I'm not judging them with the preseason. You're just going with your instinct that they are going to win. All right, okay. Once again, I want to say thank you. We're going to be seeing more of you, as the league progresses. We can't just wait. By God's willing, all of us are going to be here to see the new league, And to our beautiful viewers out there, I want to say a very big thank you for staying with us. Like I say on this show, we are nothing without you. You are the reason why we do what we do. And coming today with these analysis, informations about what is going to happen in the coming season. It's a season that every one of us is looking forward to. It's a season where I'm getting excited because we've seen new coaches come in. We've seen new teams being promoted from a championship to the Premier League, likewise in other leagues in Europe also. So we're going to see all that, and then we're going to see all the new signings. How are they going to adapt to their new clubs, and what is going to happen? Are they actually going to live up to the expectations of that price tag that has been put on them? Like we've seen Hazard leave Chelsea to Real Madrid for £150 million. That's a huge sum of money being paid for a player coming from Premier League, and a player who is 28 years old. Oh, anyway, I can't judge him based on age. They wonder what they are looking for instant success, So you can't judge them based on that. But anyway, I remain Emmanuel Akurada, and until I come your way again next week, it is a goodbye.